This is Pilates Master Nikki. Today we're going to talk about the myth of sugar and wrinkles. Does sugar really cause wrinkles to the skin? And the sad fact and truth to that is yes, certain sugars do cause premature aging of the skin. So sugar has over 50 different names as you start to read ingredients on food labels. There's all kinds of names like high fructose corn syrup, dextrose, aspartame, and a million other names, which we're not going to go through, that are all different types of processed sugars. So your skin is that layer, the stratum corneum, and your skin has that outer layer that has a natural barrier to protect it. Your skin wants to be plump and elastic and springy, just like what we do in Pilates with the muscles. So that outer layer, that skin layer, is our largest organ. When you eat a lot of processed sugars, there is a process that happens to the skin, which is a glycation of the skin layer, of that collagen layer, that collagen and elastin, which is what makes skin plump and springy and elastic. So there are different types of collagen within our skin. When glycation happens from consuming synthetic sugars and sugars in general, your collagen level, so there's type 3 collagen, which is the strongest, most resilient collagen, which we want. And so that glycation breaks that type 3 collagen in your body down to type 1 collagen, which is the skinniest, weakest little kind of collagen. And so that is what is considered a premature breakdown and aging of the body. And the sugar, especially that fake sugar, breaks down that natural protective SC or stratum corneum of the body that has antioxidants to protect you against UV rays that are damaging, the blue light, which we know for computers and screens and such like that, and pollutants that are in the air, even pollutants that are in some of our soaps that we wash clothes with, the sprays that are used to clean houses with. A lot of those synthetic things break down that skin natural barrier. The good news is, there's always good news, is that you can combat that internally by eating more fruits, obviously, and vegetables that have a whole bunch of minerals and vitamins that help build up and plump up the skin. So the sugar found in fruits and the sugars occurring in natural fibers are not the same as processed sugars, while you should avoid to eat excess amounts of anything because moderation in everything, says Buddha, even moderation. Those processed sugars are very, very sharper and more damaging to the skin. So if you eat fats, good fats, as you eat things that are sugared, that's why you should have butter with your cookies, sugar, butter, right? Those butter cookies are amazing. So when you have good fats along with your sugar, it slows down the absorption rate and stops that sugar spiking, which can lead to glycation and skin breakdown. Of course, the vitamins that you find in vegetables and fruits are amazing. So some things that help boost the skin are things that are juicy, like watermelon, cucumbers, zucchini, watercress. Things that are super important, the vitamin Bs, and especially found in green peas and spinach and Swiss chard and all of those things that we always talk about. So with the skin, it's basic. You want to prevent the damage, cut down on the sugar, the alcohol, the smoking, and the bad things. You want to hydrate your skin internally. The more water you have, the more your cells can regenerate, and that is going to keep your skin younger longer. And then things like feeding your skin with good food and also with topical applications. We're going to talk more about this later on this month. And of course, sleeping. Sleeping is when your body goes into repair mode, that instead of having to put energy to the brain and to the muscles and to move around, all the energy goes into rebuilding and repairing. So sleep is important. This is Pilates Master Nikki, and I'll see you in class. This is Pilates Master Nikki. Today we're going to continue to talk about the skin. So before we start to feed the skin externally with all our beautiful products, it's important to exfoliate your skin. The skin on your face is different than the skin of your body, and it's different than the skin of your feet. All of these things should be gently exfoliated. Never, if you have broken or irritated skin or acne, should you exfoliate your skin. And before you exfoliate, we need to assess where that skin is and what kind of skin you have. So the exfoliation process, there are two main methods of exfoliation. One is chemical and the other is physical. So in the chemical realm, there are different acids. There's glycolic acid, there are enzymes, there's retin A, there's AHA, and more. The AHA acids are good because they're a little milder and they moisturize as they exfoliate. You need to see where you're exfoliating. So on the face, for example, if the skin on your face is dry, there are home products that we can use to exfoliate. So the dry skin, you would use coffee that has been used, coffee grinds, which is more gentle on the face, oatmeal, and sugar. Make sure that your sugar is very, very fine grain sugar. Don't use that thick, coarse sugar. When you do your exfoliation, you should always add oil as a base. So the oils that you can add are extra virgin cold pressed olive oil, extra virgin cold pressed coconut oil, extra virgin cold pressed almond oil, or jojoba oil. Always extra virgin cold pressed so that they're not chemically extracted oils. So you would mix that oil in with these various other products. So on the face, the dry skin, we said, would be the coffee, the sugar, the oatmeal. If your skin is sensitive, you would use oatmeal, just real oatmeal with the oil, and a little bit of turmeric, which is very good. It's anti-inflammatory, and it's amazing at cleaning the pores. If your skin is a little bit more oily, and you can do a combination, you can put a little kind of an exfoliator here and another one on the forehead, let's say. So a little stronger would be honey, always mixed with the oil, yogurt, or just fresh papaya that's squished up and mixed with your oil. For the body, you can use, again, sugar, always with the oil, salt, fine ground salt. I prefer sea salt to mountain salt for my body scrubs. Coffee grinds, which are phenomenal. And those are beautiful oils that you can mix and exfoliate the body. You can also use a physical brush. The boar bristle brushes are amazing. The loofahs are also amazing. Make sure to clean them well after exfoliation. The boar bristle brush and the loofah, you can do dry brushing before you get into the shower. You can do that, and it really stimulates the circulation. Small circular movement without pushing too hard, and you don't want to create any redness or pain. For the feet, I love my pumice stone, which pumice is just lava stone. And again, I use sugar, and I like the salicylic acid on the feet. It makes them super, super soft, and it's good for the cuticles around the toenails. An amazing exfoliation and treatment for the skin, believe it or not, is raw honey. I use raw honey just all over my body, like on my face and stuff. It's a little icky, but when you do your rubs and your scrubs, you should try to leave that on for 10 to 15 minutes before you rinse off gently. So I love that raw honey, and I'll add a little pinch of baking soda for the spots that need a little stronger scrubbing, like my elbows, my knees, and my feet. Clay is also good. There's diatomaceous earth, which is a kind of soil that you can use. Be careful not to breathe that if you're working with the diatomaceous earth, or just clays. There's all the ancient clays and the little masks that you can put on your body that will make your skin soft and supple. This is Pilates Master Nikki, and I'll see you smooth-skinned in class. This is Pilates Master Nikki. Today we're going to talk about the skin and how retinol and Botox react on the skin. Two slow down aging. That is all the latest craze, the retinol. So retinol is really vitamin A. And retinol, which most people know Retin-A because that's a brand name, that has three forms. So there's retinol, there's retinol dehyde, and then there's retinol esters. The retinol esters are a milder form of the retinol, which is better for people that have sensitive skin. The retinol that is a higher strength, which is usually 10% or would be 0.1%, right? You need a prescription for the 0.5 and above. So it's 0.05 and 0.1. You would need a prescription for that. There are many over-the-counter creams that have small percentages of the retinol. The Retin-A works because it boosts cellular regeneration, and it really does stimulate collagen regeneration within the body. When using any kind of a retinoid, it is important that you don't expose your retinoid, your retinol, or whatever form you're using, to light, because it is photosensitive and it will start to lose its power and potency. So always the Retin-A's or the retinol will be in a jar that has a colored outside or a solid jar so that the light doesn't penetrate. You should store that always away from light. And by the same token, if you're using retinols on your skin, you should always use them best at night so that they have a better effect of potency on your face. And in the morning, when you rise, you wash your face thoroughly, and then you need to always moisturize and then use your bodyguard. What is your bodyguard? It is the sunscreen. Sunscreen is important, especially because the skin becomes photosensitive after the retinol treatment, and you can burn easier. And then that leads again to more wrinkles, which starts that downward spiral of aging. So retinol does work depending on what kind of skin you have, and your dermatologist can help you find the right level of strength for you and the frequency of which you should apply that. So that brings us now to the Botox. The Botox is Botulinum, which is really botulism. And so that works by slightly paralyzing the muscles so that you don't contract and create and enhance more wrinkles. So Botox was invented in the 1820s, and there is really not much regulation on it. I know, surprise, surprise. So there are people that are not licensed doctors that have more knowledge of how to inject and what kind of Botox mix, because there are different strengths to inject that are, doing Botox parties and such, which I would never do. I would always go to a licensed, real dermatologist to get my Botox. The Botox does slow down the wrinkles, and it does work. And it's used for people that have excessive sweating. It's used for people even that have pain. So people that have muscles that are too active and create pain and tension go for Botox injections. And yes, it does help with that hypertonic muscle, along with good Pilates and physical therapy to help you have less pain caused by that hyperactive muscle. New studies, though, that have been done, especially in Switzerland, have found that the Botox does cross what is called the blood-brain barrier. And the experiments have shown that even small layers of Botox eventually do end up in the brain. And so the studies are ongoing. And like I said, Botox is not really regulated like you think it would be seeing that it's so potent. So you may have heard stories that people get bad injections and their eyes drop and their face drops. The good news is that it's temporary. There have been people that have had anaphylactic shock from Botox. It's very small and all of that. But still, it is always a risk when you inject a poison into your body. So as we talk about the Botox that has crossed the brain-blood barrier, it's important to remember that the less frequency that you do the Botox, the better. It is supposed to last 6 months. And of course, there are some of us that want to go every 3 months, the moment that you see the slightest movement of your eyebrow or the tiniest wrinkle, and you're running to get the Botox. And you should really stop and consider the implications, because the Botox does end up in the central nervous system. So the studies in Switzerland have discovered that the part of the brain that is affected by the Botox is the same part of the brain that does the mapping for the hands. And the hands are important for us as humans because they are one part of our body that has the highest amount of articulation, sensitivity, and control. And the Botox has found to slow down your sensitivity and the control of your hands. The Botox has also been found, obviously, to reduce your facial expressions. And so what happens is the body is super programmed to pick up on the slightest expressions for us to read other people's emotions. So you may not even realize that, but you can feel someone's emotions by looking at their expressions. If people have a lot of Botox done and their wrinkles and eyebrows and foreheads and faces and noses, yes, people even get their neck Botoxed, they start to have less facial expressions, and so their emotions are not relayed to you, and that causes misunderstanding more easily. Yes, your relationships. And the science today, now, in this year, has been proven that people that have Botox feel their own emotions less. They start to lose empathy for other people. They start to feel their own emotions less because the way that the body is trained to read emotions in others, your natural instinct of surprise to open the eyes so that you can see better, so that you have more protection, and all of these things that are done in your body that you don't even know your facial expressions, they slow down your emotional response to life. So you will feel less as you express less. This is why people that are big actors and people that are speakers that need their facial expressions always do less or very little Botox, because emotions cannot be relayed as well without these little expressions. When using Botox in conjunction with Retin-A, the new science has said that you should not do Retin-A for at least 3 to 5 days before a Botox application from the doctor, and after the Botox, you should wait at least 5 days so that the skin cells can kind of catch up with what has happened before you start applying a bombardment of Retin-A or exfoliation that will further stress the skin. All right, this is Pilates Master Nikki, and I will see you smiling in class. This is Pilates Master Nikki. Today we're going to talk about vitamin C and your skin. So vitamin C, you've all heard of new craze of vitamin C applied externally. Does it work? And the answer is yes. But vitamin C is a water-based vitamin that's water soluble. So the body cannot store vitamin C. It needs to be replenished daily. Vitamin C, when taken internally, is excellent for a boatload of things. But vitamin C has a very hard time reaching the outer part of the body known as the skin. So when you take vitamin C internally, it does not reach the outer layer of the stratus corneum of the outside of your skin. This is why vitamin C applied topically is more beneficial. So when you apply vitamin C topically, it increases the gene expression. It strengthens that DNA. And so the skin starts to rebuild collagen faster. And vitamin C also, which I was shocked when I discovered this, is a natural protector from the sun. It really filters out more UV rays when combined underneath your sunscreen than sunscreen alone. So before you go out in the sun, if you apply your vitamin C in your daily routine and then your sunscreen on top, you're going to have a much, much better collagen boosting sunscreen experience throughout your day. Yes. How does vitamin C actually work? So it does work into that gene expression, and it helps strengthen our production of collagen type 3, which is the strongest collagen that we have. And you want that strong collagen on your skin, whereas collagen type 1 is weaker. So it helps you convert and it helps build more collagen fibers, which reduces fine lines and wrinkles. The vitamin C externally applied also helps with dark spots. It's a photon debilitator, so it is an anti-pigmentary. So it's really good for all of those dark spots, the puffiness and the darkness underneath the eyes as well. The drawback to the liquid vitamin C applied on the skin is this. The potency needs to be 10% to 15%. When you get to 20%, it's already too strong and the body cannot pass the skin barrier to get that into the bottom stratus where we need it. They have different formulas, different companies that make vitamin C that has nanoparticles that helps bring it deeper. So you need to read the ingredients. The vitamin C, when it is combined with ferric acid, makes it more stable because the vitamin C becomes unstable because the pH is 3.5, which is beneficial to the skin, the L-ascorbic acid. But there's other types of vitamin C, which is the ascorbic 6-palmate and the magnesium ascorbate phosphate called MAP. The MAP or the ascorbic 6-palmate. So those are estered versions of vitamin C, which is still vitamin C, that are a little bit more stable so that they can penetrate the skin better and they're not as volatile. And again, when combined with the ferric acid, but when you combine the C with E, so look for a formulation that has the C, the E, and the ferric acid, that is a home run because the E works synergistically with the C and gives you a much faster result, and it's going to give you a better result. When applying that topical C, you should see a result. You should see, applying the C, a result within 3 months. If you take a picture of your face without makeup, without cream, and then wait 3 months and retake the picture, you will see an improvement of the wrinkles and the premature aging of the skin. So, vitamin C is in. Take it internally and externally. This is Pilates Master Nikki, and I will see you in class. This is Pilates Master Nikki. Today, as we continue to talk about the skin, we're going to dive into peptides and minerals. Which should we use on our skin? So, let's look at the peptides. What are peptides? Peptides are amino acids. Amino acids are proteins, yes? But a peptide is an amino acid that is broken down into a smaller fragment, so it is easier to penetrate and absorb into the skin, where it can be used to rebuild new fibers of collagen that help the skin remain elastic, strong, flexible. Peptides, which tend to be a little more pricey if you're looking for peptides in your skin routine, are extremely anti-inflammatory. And peptides will always work better if used in combination with the vitamin C, topical for the skin, hyaluronic acid, niacinamide for the skin. So the peptides help with the antioxidants being absorbed into the skin as well as bringing protein into the skin. Minerals. Minerals are electrified strings of atoms. They have a pull, they have a current to them, the minerals. Yes, minerals, the rocks from the earth. So they help pull with that magnetic pull into the skin vitamins and amino acids. So when you combine minerals with peptides for the external application on your face, it has a stronger result. There are some products like Color Science is one of them that has a daily, it's called a primer, and you can get it in like a sun, like a tan kind of a look, which I've been using forever. And that has minerals in it. And I apply that at the end of my skincare routine after I wash, and I put in my C and my hyaluronic acid and all my other feedings, and then my moisturizer, and then I put that. Yes, it's a process, but there's a price to be paid for good skin. So I love the minerals. You can also remember that all of these things that are applied externally should be added internally for that bonus of where the skin and blood meet, so that it comes from the inside and from the outside. So the larger atomic minerals, let's look at magnesium. Magnesium is paramount in the DNA repair process. Sign me up. Magnesium is also really good for the brain, for the heart. It's good for a lot of things. Love magnesium. Magnesium externally helps hold moisture. Magnesium internally helps against cramps because, yes, it holds moisture. Silica is amazing for the skin. It's amazing for the bones. Zinc has been known for eons as wound healing and acne healing. So like the old-fashioned Desitin that is really just zinc, that white stuff, that was what we used to use as sunscreen and put on little boo-boos. The zinc is amazing. Sulfur is an amino acid, and it aids in the synthesis of antioxidants and vitamins being brought into the skin. Biotin, we all know biotin, what it does for the skin and the hair and the nails, but yes, it is a mineral. Copper, selenium, they help against UV damage and they protect the skin. They are natural exfoliators and they help with problems of acne. Copper and selenium, yeah. So you're saying like, oh my God, I need to take all of these. No, you don't need to take any supplements to get all of these. You need to eat the phytonutrients. The what? Phytonutrients, dude. Anything that grows. Onions, carrots, peas, greens, all of that stuff. Fruits, vegetables, anything that grows from the soil. Obviously, yes, you want stuff that has the least amount of chemicals in it. I always like to get stuff that's more bio and natural as opposed to GMO and with a ton of chemicals, but do what you can do. Anything that comes from the earth is going to help you pull minerals into your body and keep you shiny and sunny. This is Pilates Master Nikki, and I am your mineral. I'll see you in class. This is Pilates Master Nikki. Today we're going to talk about mineral water versus tap water. Let's dive into that for your skin and for your health. What is mineral water? Mineral water is water that has been running through the earth. Obviously, it all comes from rain and snow, and it penetrates and perks down. And as it runs down, it picks up trace minerals that are naturally occurring in earth. Wait, there are over 15 minerals that are in mineral water. And these minerals are in a perfect balance and relationship to each other. So they're not all becockled. There are analyses done on waters that you can look and see the content of minerals. Some waters are much higher in silica and in magnesium. Some waters have really low sodium. And so it is a matter of taste, and it is a matter of what you like in a mineral water. There is water that is bought that is in a bottle that is not mineral water, that you would think I'm buying it in a bottle, it's mineral water. No, it is reverse osmosis processed tap water, which I lovingly refer to as toilet water, that you just take a ladle, stick it in the toilet, and drink that. Yeah, think of me next time you drink out of the tap. What is the difference? So the mineral water is good that we talked about before for the skin, for the body, for the bones, for the muscles, because your body is 80% water. The minerals are atomically charged, that they have currents in them. They help transport vitamins into the body. They help with your body's natural process. Nature is never wrong. The city or municipal water, what happens there? All right, they have these large things of water that they get from sometimes recycling plants that take the sewage and recycle it. Yes, and you're drinking the toilet water. Okay, yes, you are. And they chemically try to clean the water. They'll deodorize it. They'll pass it. You say, well, no, I have a $6 million filter and it's a reverse osmosis and it gets everything out of the water. Oh, yes, it does. And it takes the minerals out. It creates a disbalance of the natural balance of water. The municipal water, most of it has fluoride and cleaners like chlorine, chloride, and other things, fluorine, fluoride, and it changes the balance of whatever minerals are left in that water, and that starts to pull and create a disbalance within your body. And it disrupts the natural moisture barrier of your skin. So there are people that move and all of a sudden break out in eczema and psoriasis because, you see the ring that's left on the shower or on the glass of your shower. That's places that have harder water, that have more calcium in the water, more lime in the water, depending on where you live. And all of those things, when taken too much internally, can start to wreak havoc on your body and, yes, your skin and even your hair. If I could, I would bathe in mineral water, and I'm thinking about it. This is Pilates Master Nikki. Drink your mineral water, and I'll see you in class. This is Pilates Master Nikki. Today we're going to talk about light therapy. So you may have heard the latest craze on the LED therapy, low-level laser, LLT, because it's low-level laser therapy, right? And you may say, that's a bunch of hogwash. But let me tell you that it has huge benefits. So the skin is our largest organ. It breathes and it absorbs light. It absorbs sunlight. Too much sunlight can damage the skin. Depending on how rich of pigment you have on your skin is going to dictate how much direct sunlight that you can take. While everyone should get 15 minutes of gentle sun every day for their vitamin absorption through the skin. Yes, the vitamin D that you get through the sun is nothing like the vitamin D. Even if you take prescription strength vitamin D, it just goes into the toilet. Your body does not absorb it because it needs a blend of other things that are found in the sun. And as you breathe, it's a long story. So low-level exposure naked without sunscreen, early morning, late evening is very beneficial for the skin and for the organism. The light therapy, the low laser, the LLTs, has different colors. So every single color in the rainbow has a different wavelength. The wavelength of color red is not the same as blue, is not the same as black or white. Those wavelengths, if they're magnified and concentrated, are very beneficial. So the blues are usually more for acne. The reds are more anti-aging and regenerating, although all colors can be used. The LLT therapy can be done pulsed or steady light. It usually is between 390 to 600 nanometers. That's just a little measurement for how strong the light is. That is done for more superficial. And then when they want to go deeper, they do 6,000 to 1,100 nanometers of exertion of light, let's call it, that penetrate, because that light therapy is used for anti-inflammatory, to speed up muscular healing for people that have had surgery on their bones and muscles or had injuries. So some of the benefits done by light therapy are anti-aging, wrinkles, but Also, rejuvenation of the skin, rosacea, psoriasis. It helps accelerate tissue repair and healing. So, scars, burns, hyperpigmentation. Light therapy helps regenerate and strengthen nerves and connective tissues. It helps with herpes lesions, psoriasis, and skin disorders. There are no side effects unless obviously you stay there for 10 hours and overdo it. But there are no side effects from the low-level laser therapies. There are many at-home ones that you can buy and do your own little facials and body treatments at home. You don't have to go to the expensive salons and buy packages and go crazy with that. You can buy one and use it at home. The increase of collagen that is done by the low-level laser is also about increasing the cells' communication to each other, and that accelerates healing, cell rejuvenation, and it really helps with overall body health. This is Pilates Master Nikki, and I'll see you in class. This is Pilates Master Nikki. Today we're going to talk about the skin and natural oils. Natural oils have been used for beauty and for health for eons in ancient days of Egypt and Greece. People used all kinds of different oils for different reasons. Some of the most common oils are shea butter, extra virgin olive oil, extra virgin coconut, extra virgin almond, extra virgin everything, jojoba, tree tea oil, and others, grapeseed, and so forth. So when buying oils to apply on your skin, always look for cold-pressed virgin extracted oils so that they squeeze whatever it is, the olive or whatever, and they take that first squeezing and stick it in a bottle that is not processed, because there is just regular jojoba oil that's synthetically extracted, the Aegean oil that we use on our hair that is fantastic, and the jojoba oil. There's all methods of extracting these oils that use chemicals like hexene with an X that is just poison, and so now you don't want those oils. So always look for the ones that are cold pressed, and if it doesn't say cold pressed, it's not. It's not going to say uncold pressed. Got it? Okay. So let's look at the differences here. Shea butter is made from a tree, and shea butter is an excellent moisturizer. You can always add a little bit of water to it and whip it, all of these oils, to make them absorb faster and make them a little bit lighter so that you don't have that heavy feeling. The shea butter is also really good for insect bites, and shea butter applied topically helps cholesterol levels. Studies have proven in people to help them keep their cholesterol levels in check, along with obviously not eating processed oils and other crap that lifts up the cholesterol level. Extra virgin cold-pressed olive oil has vitamin A, D, A, vitamin K. It has oleic acid. It's excellent as an antioxidant. It's good for burns. It's good for wounds. It's good for super dry skin. So if you have extra virgin cold-pressed olive oil in the kitchen, you take a little bit of that, add a little bit of water, whip it in a little glass with a fork, and apply that. It's fantastic for the body, for the face, for the hair, for the nails, for the cuticles. I love the extra virgin olive oil. It's also, by the way, fun to use. Now, the coconut oil, always extra virgin cold pressed, has high vitamins E and vitamins K. The coconut oil is an antibacterial, so that's amazing to be used as well. Almond oil, which we all love, has vitamin E, zinc, and it is full of potassium and proteins. The skin loves the protein, the hair, all of that, the scalp, the feet, all benefit. Jojoba oil is a natural skin protector. It is an anti-inflammatory. It's a healing oil. It's very good anti-inflammatory for psoriasis and skin problems. The grapeseed oil, which is pricey if you get the good stuff, but you only need a little tiny bottle. You don't need a big bottle of that, is a really good anti-inflammatory, and it helps protect against oxidative stress on the body, the skin. It is an anti-aging, and it's phenomenal for eczema and for other skin things. The oils are always easy to assimilate on the body. And I like to always remind you that your skin breathes, your skin eats, your skin absorbs light. When you start to put things that are too crazy and synthetic on your skin, it all ends up in the bloodstream. This is why we're careful with the soaps that we wash our clothes in and the creams we apply, the sheets that we sleep on. All of that stuff affects the skin. This is Pilates Master Nikki. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you soon for another layer of Pilates.